Good evening, everyone, and welcome into Historic Colburn Park on Finger Lakes One Radio on the Newark Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. I'm Kyle French. I'll be running away with the action for you here tonight at Colburn Park as the Newark Pilots host the Geneva Red Wings. Red Wings picking up a victory yesterday, 2-1 over the Auburn Doubledays and jumping the Pilots in the standings. So the Red Wings above the Pilots now in the standings. Pilots below them at 6-20. Red Wings at 7-19. So Anthony Laurinaitis will be getting the start for the Newark Pilots here tonight. As he throws down the final pitch, it'll be Brendan Jelpe leading things off for the Red Wings here. So Jelpe will step up for Geneva. And we'll get right underway. Pilots falling in devastating fashion yesterday. They lost that game 8-6 to the Niagara Power. Had a chance to tie in the 8th. We're down 7-6 heading into the 9th. A home run to over the right field wall by Miles Pallister ended up being the nail in the coffin. And the Pilots had runners on second and third yesterday. And Harris McReynolds hit a liner right back to the pitcher who might have had one of the luckiest, I wouldn't say luck, but great skill. One of the best scoops I've ever seen. That one for sure would have tied the game at 8, but nonetheless, it was an easy 1-3 putout. 2 straight strikes from Laurinaitis to Jelpe as the count is at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to Brandon Jelpe. The 0-2. That one swung and hit right to the shortstop, throwing over to first. That's Harris McReynolds. Over to Wagner playing first for the Pilots. So a 6-3 ground out to start off the game for Brandon Jelpe, and that will now bring up Dylan Cann, the third baseman. Second baseman, excuse me. He's batting .214 on the summer thus far. Cann is at third base. So Cann will step in, batting .214 to face Anthony Laurinaitis of the Pilots. That one misses low. The count is at 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes. And after 1 quick out, Andrew Eppinger awaits on deck for the Geneva Red Wings. The 1-0 pitch from Laurinaitis. Taken for a strike. Look like the change up there. The count's now evened at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. It's Rochester Regional Health Night tonight at Historic Colburn Park. So thanks to everyone for showing up. Some of my coworkers actually at Rochester Regional Health outside of the Newark Pilots. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. Another changeup catches the outer half of the plate. The count's at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Anthony Laurinaitis looking for back-to-back outs to start this one off. Laurinaitis comes set the pitch. That one comes inside and nearly drills Dylan Cann. He'll get his arms up out of the way. The count's evened up at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Laurinaitis has an 8.41 ERA and 20.1 innings of work. This is his sixth start of the summer. The pitch swung on and missed. Heater blown right by him. And there's 2 away. So there's 2 outs now, and that'll now bring up Andrew Eppinger for the Geneva Red Wings. Eppinger batting .280, plays his D1 college baseball at the New Jersey Institute of Technology. He'll step in with 2 away. Laurinaitis comes set the pitch. That one misses high. The count is at 1-0 now. So 1 ball, no strikes. Anthony Laurinaitis plays college baseball at Keuka College in Penn Yan, New York, about 40 minutes away from here. That one taken for a strike, evened up at 1 now. That one fouled off. The count's now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Laurinaitis is a strike away from a 1-2-3 first inning. That one swung on and hit right to the second baseman. A throw over to first and a tag. Score that one a 4-3 ground out. Loveland over to Wagner. And a 1-2-3 inning for the Pilots. Will be heading to the bottom half of the first. Pilots up to bat on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Newark Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. So we're back here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Newark Pilots and Geneva Red Wings YouTube channels. It'll be Michael Mugen leading things off for the Pilots. So Mugen stepping up to the dish now for his first at-bat of the night. Again, one of 2 Western Division All-Stars on this Newark Pilots roster. The Geneva Red Wings did have 1 All-Star nominee. It was Colby Mordecki. It's Hayden Smith getting the start on the mound for the Red Wings, number 20. First pitch swinging from Mugen. That one's hit right to the shortstop, a scoop and a throw over to first for the out. A quick 6-3 ground out for Michael Mugen. As that will now bring up Harris McReynolds for the Pilots from Starkville, Mississippi. Again, Harris McReynolds did have that opportunity And yesterday's game to tie it, lined it right back up the middle, and unfortunately the pitcher at the time, Bernardinsky for the Power, just scooped it and was in awe and flipped it on to first. First pitch taken for a strike, counts at 0-1 to Harris McReynolds. Batting .282 coming into this game. McReynolds will step back in. No balls, 1 strike and 1 away. Hayden Smith comes set. The pitch. Another swing and another one hit. That one hit out into shallow center field. That one will hang up just long enough for the second baseman to make a play on it, as that's Birch Herring Jackson. As they're quickly 2 away, that'll now bring up Justin DiMartino. One of 2 DiMartinos in tonight's lineup for the Pilots. Frankie out in center field, and Justin also in the lineup for the Pilots. So Justin DiMartino will step in. He's out in left field. Frankie in center. The pitch. Taken at the knees. The count is at 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike. And 2 outs to Justin DiMartino, batting .280 coming into this game for the Pilots. Waiting on deck is Tim Wagner. That one misses low and outside. The count's at 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike. And 2 away quickly here. The 2-1 pitch, the 1-1 pitch misses outside. The count's at 2-1 now to Justin DiMartino from Bethpage, New York. Plays his college baseball at Farmingdale State University. He'll step in to face Hayden Smith here in the bottom of the first. The 2-1 pitch from Smith. That one swung on and that one popped up, and that one popped foul into the Pilots bullpen over there in right field. So the count's now evened up at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. That one misses, and the count's now pushed full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Smith coming set. The 3-2 pitch. Swung and fouled off yet again, so we'll do the full count. Over. Three balls, 2 strikes. Hayden Smith on the mound. And the pitch. So when that one hit a liner right back up the middle, it's a 2-out single for Justin DiMartino. He'll trot to first, and that'll bring up Tim Wagner.
The first baseman, number 19, Tim Wagner.
So Tim Wagner stepping up to the dish now for the Pilots. In yesterday's game for the Pilots, Wagner went 1 for 2 and scored 2 runs. Batting .275 coming into this game for the Pilots. The pitch. That one misses inside. The count is at 1-0 now. 1 ball, no strikes. Justin DiMartino on first base for the Pilots, who will look to strike first here. See if they can amount a 2-out rally. Hayden Smith on the mound. Throw over will have Justin DiMartino diving back in head first safely. Hayden Smith from Honeoye Falls, New York. Not too far away, about half an hour, 35 minutes. That one misses high. The count's at 2-0 now. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Smith plays his college baseball at Northeastern University. Two balls, no strikes. The 2-0. That one misses. Actually does not miss. They're going to say it's a strike. Tim Wagner shaking his head in disbelief and can't say I blame him. Another pickoff attempt will have DiMartino back safely. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. We'll see if they send DiMartino here. Justin with some speed as well. The pitch. That one swung on and popped foul, so we're now evened up at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And the pitch. Misses high. The count's now pushed full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Awaiting on deck for the Pilots is Gage Boatman. The pitch. DiMartino goes, but it misses high. So after a single from DiMartino and a walk for Wagner, it'll bring up Gage Boatman. So Gage Boatman coming up to the dish now, and the Pilots might have a 2-out rally in their midst. So Boatman stepping up to the dish now for the Pilots. Did play yesterday, 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. He's batting .263 coming into this contest. So he'll look to strike first for the Pilots here. The pitch. Swung, and that one hit right at the shortstop. A little scoop and a throw to the second baseman. Tyler Cerami to Burt Herring Jackson for the out. A 6-4 ground out, and that'll end the inning. Heading to the top of the second, still 0-0. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Red Wings and Pilots YouTube channels. Back here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. I'm Kyle French. Top of the second, Ethan Swidler up to bat for the Red Wings. Curveball had Swidler out in front of it. The count is at 0-1. So Swidler will step in to face Laurinaitis, who put the Red Wings down 1-2-3 in the top half of the first inning. Swidler third on the team in batting average at .255, as that one's taken for a strike as well. Counts at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, and no outs to Ethan Swidler. The 0-2. That one almost nails Swidler on the hands. Counts at 1-2 now. Swidler playing his college baseball at Lafayette University, Division I. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Curveball taken for strike 3 for the first out. And now there is one away. That'll now bring up Ryan Knight. So he'll step in for the Geneva Red Wings. batting .187. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 pitch from Laurinaitis. Taken at the knees. The count's at 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. They call him Philly. Big Philly. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Anthony Laurinaitis comes set. The 1-1 pitch. Another pitch just misses off the outer edge of the plate. Counts at 2-1 now. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Waiting on deck is the 6th batter in the Red Wings lineup. It's Brennan Stauble, former Newark Pilot as well. That one misses high and away. It counts now 3-1. The 3-1. That one misses outside, so a 1-out walk. And the Red Wings have their first base runner of the ball game. So Brennan Stauble will step up to the dish now. Stauble out in left field tonight for the Red Wings. He's batting .180 thus far in the summer. He'll step in to face Laurinaitis. Ryan Knight over on first. First pitch to the at-bat. Fastball taken at the knees. The count is at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Pretty packed crowd here tonight at the Colburn Park. Decent sized lead for Ryan Knight over there at first. That one swung on and popped up, and that one will get just out of play. It actually will stay on top of the Pilots' dugout and bounce behind the stands. Counts at 0-2. Laurinaitis coming set. We'll see if they send Knight here. The 0-2. This is high, up and in. Counts at 1-2 now. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. The 1-2. Swung on, and that one hit out into right field. That one is going to be foul. Very close to the line over there. But it will just kick foul. So the count's at 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and an out. Stauble will head back towards first. Towards the batter's box, excuse me. So Stauble steps in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 delivery. That one swung on and hit foul yet again. So we'll do it all over again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 from Laurinaitis. Swung a little dribbler right in front of the mound. Nick Payne will field it and throw onto first for the out. But that will advance the runner, so score that one a 2-3 put out. And that will now bring up Tyler Cerami. So 2 away. Ryan Knight on second. Brandon Knight, a former point guard in the NBA. Ryan Knight on second. And in steps Tyler Cerami. Shortstop, batting .179 coming into this contest. Laurinaitis has 2 outs and looking to get out of the base runner jam with Ryan Knight on second. He'll just step off and look him back. No real threat there. That one swung on and hit right at the shortstop McReynolds. A throw over to first in time. A 6-3 ground out to end the inning. The Red Wings do pick up 1 runner on a walk. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Still 0-0 on Finger Lakes One Radio, the Newark Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. We're back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Newark Pilots and Geneva Red Wings YouTube channels. It's Mitchell Kelly up at the dish now for the Pilots to lead off the bottom of the second inning. Kelly had that big 3 RBI double in yesterday's game against the Niagara Power that knotted it up at 6. That one swung on and fouled off. Actually put it 6-7 in the 8th inning. That one is fouled off down the line, counts at 0-1. Pilots have had the Red Wings number thus far this summer, 3-1 against them. In the last 2 contests, it was a doubleheader on July 5th. Newark won game 2 of that one 8-3, and they won game 1 of that one in a history-making game. Jack Gannon threw a no-hitter, 1-0 the score. Gannon went 7 innings, no hits, 6 walks actually, and 7 strikeouts, and still had the no-hitter. So the count's at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Mitchell Kelly as he'll step back in. To face Hayden Smith out for another inning of work. The 1-2 pitch. Misses high. The count is now at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Mitchell Kelly. He'll step back in. He played first base yesterday for the Pilots, 1 for 2, and had 4 total RBI. So 4 of the 6 runs off the bat of Mitchell Kelly. That one swung on and fouled off. So we will do the 2-2 over again. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man. In the bottom of the second, Mitchell Kelly. Again, the Pilots will be on the road tomorrow to face these very own Geneva Red Wings. We'll be calling that game on all of our platforms, Finger Lakes One Radio, the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. That one's hit right to the shortstop, Cerami. A throw, and that one's airmailed and not in time. So that will be an E6. And that one now will bring up Michael Flaherty for the Pilots. Tyler Cerami airmailed the throw, but a good leaping grab by the first baseman for the Red Wings, number 32, Daniel Scalero over there at first. So Michael Flaherty will step up. First error of the game for the Red Wings from Tyler Cerami. That one's taken at the knees for a strike, counts at 0-1. After the E6 from Mitchell Kelly, Michael Flaherty steps in batting .322 so far. He's from London, England, plays his college baseball at Grinnell College. Coming set Smith, the pitch. Misses low and away outside. The count is now at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. The second batter of the inning, Michael Flaherty. As he will step back in. The 1-1 pitch. Misses outside. The count's at 2-1 now. So 2 balls, 1 strike, and no outs to Michael Flaherty. Behind him, Frankie DiMartino and Briggs Loveland. That will round out and then Nick Payne. And that will round out the lineup for the Pilots. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on and that one popped foul right into the netting. Counts now even up at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That .323 batting average for Flaherty, you would think that would put him up at like first or second She's actually at 4th on the team in batting average. Tatsunori and Geshi at 371, Archimon at 339, Michael Mugen at 327, and Flaherty at 323. Pilots as a team bat 252, which is quite a significant average, I'd say. 252 is pretty high up there, as opposed to the Geneva Red Wings batting 166. So almost a 10% difference, I'd say, actually, in batting average from the Pilots to the Red Wings. That one misses low. The count's now pushed full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Michael Flaherty. Hayden Smith in danger of putting the first 2 runners on here. He'll come set. The payoff pitch to Flaherty. Swung on that one, hit on a line out into left field. Staubly is not going to be able to make the play. That'll drop in front of him. So it's a single. And that will now bring up Frankie DiMartino. Frankie DiMartino coming up to the dish now. So Mitchell Kelly on second, Michael Flaherty on first. And the Pilots have 2 base runners on and looking to strike first here in the bottom of the second. So Frankie DiMartino will step in, plays his college baseball at Hofstra University in the CAA. The first pitch. Squaring to bunt is DiMartino right down the first base line, and that one will kick foul as Scalero just scooped it up in foul territory. Count is at 0-1. Well-placed bunt from Frankie there, just trying to advance the runners. Imagine the bunt will still be on, but don't be fooled. DiMartino has some power in that bat. No balls, 1 strike. Hayden Smith will come set. Infield in. DiMartino squaring the bunt yet again, and he'll pull it back. That one's going to be called a strike. Counts at 0-2 now. So no balls, 2 strikes. The bunt likely will be called off. Unless Frankie's very confident in that bunt. Waiting on deck is Briggs Loveland. The 0-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and there's 1 away. So that'll now bring up Briggs Loveland for the Pilots. Briggs Loveland coming up to the dish now for the Pilots. Loveland batting 171 coming into this game. Loveland had that bloop single yesterday's game that I thought was going to score Mitchell Kelly. That one fouled off. The count is at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Kelly on second. Flaherty on first. And we'll see if Briggs Loveland can deliver here and score the Pilots their first run of the ball game. And pick up right where they left off 9 days ago against these Geneva Red Wings. Loveland steps back in. The 0-1. That one misses high and away. Good stop from the catcher, Brandon Begain, behind the dish tonight for the Red Wings. Still 0-0 your score. Across the board, no runs, no hits, 1 error for the Red Wings. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors for the Pilots. Loveland steps back in from the left side of the batter's box. The 1-1 pitch misses outside to the fastball. The count's at 2-1 now to Briggs Loveland. Two balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Loveland steps back in. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball misses high. It counts now at 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Loveland will step back in. A walk here would walk the bases loaded with Nick Payne on deck. The 3-1. Misses high, so that'll walk the bases loaded, and that'll bring up Nick Payne.
Nick the Block Party Payne.
So Nick Payne coming to the dish now, and it's going to be a meeting between the whole Red Wings infield. So the entire infield coming in to chat with Hayden Smith. Bases loaded, and behind a dangerous hitting Nick Payne is the Pilots' leadoff man, Michael Mugen. So Mugen awaits on deck. Bases loaded. The pitch. Counts at 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes to Nick Payne. Looking to put the Pilots on the board first here. The 1-0. Swung on and popped up. This one behind the plate. Began trailing as that one will drop. So a foul ball. Count is at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. One ball, 1 strike. Nick Payne steps back in. Batting 137. The 1-1, that one misses high. The count's at 2-1 now. 2 balls, 1 strike, and again, nowhere to put Nick Payne. A walk here would walk in a run. The 2-1 pitch. Swung, and that one reached that and hit out into left field. That one's going to get in front of Staubly. Mitchell Kelly coming home, and he will score. So an RBI single for Nick Payne.
Brings up the top of the order from Seaside, California, the extra hitter number 5, Michael Mugen.
As that will now bring up Michael Mugen for the Pilots. Mugen stepping up to the dish. So Michael Mugen steps in with the bases loaded here. Pilots lead 1-0 now. The pitch swung on and fouled off. The count is at 0-1 now. So on the RBI single from Nick Payne, the Newark Pilots take a 1-0 lead over the Geneva Red Wings. Again, we're in the bottom of the second inning, 2 away, and the Pilots strike first. Michael Mugen steps in. The 0-1. Swung on, and that one hit on a line towards the third baseman. He'll back in and throw home. Only play will be at home. So it's a 5-2 fielder's choice. Runner at third base put out. As that will now bring up Harris McReynolds for these Pilots. As McReynolds will step in now with the bases loaded. 2 outs, 1-0 your score. Single here from McReynolds could give the Pilots a 3-0 lead. Briggs Loveland on third. Nick Payne on second. The pitch. Swung on, and that one hit right on the right side. Second baseman can't field it. It gets underneath his glove. The throw into the plate, not in time, and the throw over to third actually gets away. And Michael Mugen will score. That one hit all the way to the backstop. And advancing to third is the base runner, Harris McReynolds. So it's a 2 RBI single. Advance to third on the E9. And the Pilots take a 4-0 lead. That one cleared the bases for the Pilots. And McReynolds advanced all the way to third on the E9. So 4-0 your score now. Pilots have 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors. And the Red Wings have no runs, no hits, 2 errors. And the Pilots have 4 hits. That one misses for a ball. Counts at 2-0 now. Pilots have 4 home already here in the bottom of the second inning. And they've statistically this summer have played well against the Geneva Red Wings. The pitch misses outside. The count is at 3-0 now to Justin DiMartino. Justin singled in his first plate appearance back in the first inning. The 3-0 pitch. Misses. And Justin will walk to first. So runners on the corners now, and that'll bring up Tim Wagner. Tim Wagner coming up to the plate now for the Pilots. 4-0 your score. Timmy Wags walked in his first plate appearance in the first inning. Looking to deliver again. The pitch. Taken at the knees for a strike. Counts at 0-1. Waiting on deck is Gage Boatman. No balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. The 0-1. Swung, and that one lined into left field. That's going to be an RBI single for Tim Wagner. So the Pilots take a 5-run lead. They lead 5-0. And that will now bring up Gage Boatman for the Pilots. 5-0 lead now for the Pilots. They have 5 runs scored already in the bottom of the second inning. As Gage Boatman will step up now for the Pilots. So runners on first and second now after the RBI single from Tim Wagner. Boatman will step up to the plate. He was out, grounded out 6-4 to end the inning. That one taken for a strike at the knees. The count is at 0-1. No ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs to Gage Boatman. Pilots lead 5-0. 5 runs already home this inning. As it has been a rough start for Hayden Smith. That one taken for a strike as well. Counts at 0-2 to Gage Boatman. Batting .263 coming into this game. The 0-2 pitch to Boatman. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 for the final out of the inning. So, heading to the top of the third, the Pilots put up 5 runs on 4 hits, 1 error. It's 5-0. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. As we are back here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. 5-0 lead for the Pilots. It's Daniel Scalero leading things off for the Red Wings here in the top of the third inning. Batting 146 coming into this game tonight. Scalero at first base for the Red Wings. He'll step up to face Anthony Laurinaitis. First pitch from Laurinaitis, swung on and popped up foul. Counts at 0-1. So far for Anthony Laurinaitis in 2 innings of work, he has 1 walk and 2 strikeouts, a 20-9 strike-to-ball ratio. Red Wings only have 1 base runner on the walk. The pitch. That one misses high. Count is at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff man, Scalero. Here in the top of the third inning. That one's fouled off, and the count's now at 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Daniel Scalero. Anthony Laurinaitis has been carving thus far. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 delivery from Laurinaitis. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Another strikeout is third of the ball game, and there's 1 away. That'll now bring up Brandon Begane. So he'll step up. He's behind the dish tonight for the Red Wings. Begane batting 071 coming in this game. First pitch taken for a ball. Changeup looked like it caught the inner half of the plate. Counts at 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 away here in the top of the third. Anthony Laurinaitis has been on cruise control. That one's swung on and missed. Counts at 1-1. Good movement on that breaking pitch from Laurinaitis. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the third. Anthony Laurinaitis comes set. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Heater blown right by Begane. The count is at 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Begane will step back in. The 1-2 pitch. Just misses outside. Count is at 2-2 now. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 away in the top of the third. The 2-2 pitch. Spiked in the dirt. Good stop from Nick Payne. Counts now push full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 away. Anthony Laurinaitis looking to win the battle here. Begane fought back from being down 0-2. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, and that one hit out into left field. Left center field. Frankie DiMartino underneath it. And making the play. An F8 for the second out of the inning. And there's quickly 2 away. That'll now bring up Birch Herring-Jackson, the 10th batter and the last batter in this Red Wings lineup. Herring-Jackson will come up to the dish. Number 4 tonight, playing second base. Batting 142 coming into this game. So Birch Herring-Jackson will step up to the dish to face Anthony Laurinaitis in the top of the third. The pitch. That one fastball misses inside. Herring-Jackson leaning out of the way. Counts it 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. To Birch Herring-Jackson from East Aurora, New York. The pitch. Taken at the knees for a strike. The count's now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 out, 2 away here in the top of the third. Anthony Laurinaitis dealing thus far, as he has retired 4 straight. That one misses. Counts at 2-1 now. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 2 away. As Birch Herring-Jackson steps back in. Pilots lead 5-0 after scoring 5 runs in the bottom half of the second. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball taken for a strike. Counts at 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Anthony Laurinaitis 1 strike away from another 1-2-3 inning. Laurinaitis comes set. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on that one, lined right back up the middle. Briggs Loveland backhands it and actually catches it in the air on a backhand. So an L4 to end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Red Wings. Heading to the bottom of the third, Pilots lead 5-0. We'll be right back on the Red Wings and Pilots YouTube channels. As we are back here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. As it is Mitchell Kelly at the dish. He fouled the first pitch off, counts at 0-1 to him. As Kelly will step in. Singleton scored back in the second inning. That one swung on and hit out into center field. Underneath it is the center fielder out there making the play. That was Andrew Eppinger for the out. As that will now bring up Michael Flaherty from London, England. After one away, Pilots put up 5 runs in that bottom half of the second inning. 5-0 your score. And the PA announcer doing a little announcement for all the All-Stars here tonight. There was 3 total, 2 from the Pilots and 1 from the Geneva Red Wings. Colby Mordecki, pitcher for the Geneva Red Wings from SUNY Plattsburgh, was announced to the Western Division All-Star team. And Michael Mugen for the outfield from Southeast Missouri State for the Pilots, and Jack Archimone, the University of Richmond commit. Those were announced just a few days ago. As the count is at 1-1 to Michael Flaherty with 1 away here in the bottom of the third. That one taken for a strike as well. The count is at 1-2. And joining me now from the Geneva Red Wings is Alex Deutsch. Great to have you back up here again. Kind of been your second home.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Great to have you. Are we going to see a pitching tomorrow? I know there's another game tomorrow.
No, I'm going Sunday.
You're going Sunday. As that one's hit out into left field. Coming on and making the play is Brennan Staubley out there in left. So that's the second out. And 2 quick outs at that.
Looking like a natural out there is Brennan. Never played outfield in his life.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've seen him play catcher and third. I hadn't seen him play anywhere else.
Yep. Came into college as a third baseman, moved him to catcher there, and has never played outfield.
He's just an athlete. He can play all over. As that'll bring up Frankie DiMartino with 2 away in the bottom of the third inning. Pilots just always seem to put up runs in numbers. It's weird. Like, they don't ever really score just a singular run in an inning. I feel like they always pull them together.
It's always a crooked number, yeah, especially against us.
Yeah, 3-1, the series record thus far here this summer. We'll have another game tomorrow at McDonough Park. If you're in the area, if you plan on making the trip to historic Geneva, New York, McDonough Park, now named John Salone Field at McDonough Park, honoring the late, great John Salone. There will be fireworks following tomorrow's game.
Yes, there will. I'm excited.
So if you got nothing going on, you're listening to the stream, pop out to Geneva, New York tomorrow. We're in the bottom of the third, 5-0 your score. Count is at 1-2. Frankie DiMartino at the dish.
Game's looking good out there. Some hard contact here and there, but he's been doing pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't, like, a lot of the hits have just been singles, so it's not like he's getting, like, pieced apart, you know what I mean? The walks were the biggest thing. I mean,
Exactly.
you piece together some walks and just singles. I mean, that's where you get the 5 runs from. And then, obviously, the 2 errors, too. Those didn't help. But
Exactly. It's bleeding him to death right now.
So, Frankie DiMartino will step back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
So frustrating as a pitcher, too. Just letting up hit after hit after hit, even if they're all singles. Nothing you can do.
That one misses high up and in. The count's now 3-2. Pilots looking for a 2-out base runner.
Josh Ranke out there, the Swarthmore kid, getting loose in the pen for us.
Swarthmore. Are they D2 for baseball?
D3.
D3, okay. So we had a kid play for the Pilots a few years ago, 2021 season. His name was Luke Muntz. That kid was an animal. Literally, he would just plug and play anywhere. He could even catch.
Wow.
He was just one of those guys that are like, oh, you need me to play here tonight? That's fine.
Fair enough. Swarthmore kid?
Yep.
Nice.
Luke Muntz. That was his name. Philly kid. So Frankie DiMartino works a 2-out walk. That'll now bring up Emerson College's own Briggs Loveland. He'll step in with 2 away. So far for Brigham, he walked and scored in the bottom of the second inning. One of those 5 runs in the bottom of the second for the Pilots. First pitch to Briggs. Runner goes. Frankie DiMartino is going to slide in safely at second. That one's going to get out in the outfield. So stolen base for Frankie DiMartino. He's now in scoring position. And yet again, Briggs Loveland has a chance to. That pitch was a ball. Swing and a miss. The count's at 0-1. Always hard to track. I feel like it's always hard to track when there's a pitch and a runner goes. Because the first thing you start doing, the pitch is already like coming towards the batter. And
already looking at second.
You're watching the runner run to second. Then you're like, wait, what just happened there? As Briggs Loveland fouls that one off. The count is now at 0-2, falling behind the count. Bottom of the third inning.
Big pitch here. Hope we get out of it.
Whoever designed this park really must hate hitters. You know, the sun is brutal
right there,
in left field. It just shines, especially for Briggs right there, batting out of the left side of the batter's box. The sun is just right in his face.
Yeah, that's got to be real brutal. Scoreboard doesn't do much to block it.
The 0-2.
Step off.
Oh. DiMartino is caught in between. They're going to say that's a balk.
I don't know. I thought he might have stepped off there.
So that one is a balk. DiMartino heads to third now. Close play. I think that's the first balk I've seen this summer.
We've had a few this year. Yeah, I've seen a couple.
So Briggs Loveland will step in now. Count is at 1-2. Count is now at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one swung on and hit out into center field. Eppinger trailing in and hanging up just long enough for him to get it. Frankie DiMartino advanced all the way to third to stolen base in a balk. But a F8 ends the inning, heading to the top of the 4th inning. 5-0 lead for the Newark Pilots. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. As we are back here on Finger Lakes One Radio on the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. Top of the fourth, it's Brendan Jelpe leading things off. Grounded out 6-3 to lead off the game. First pitch to him, bounce in the dirt, counts at 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes, and so far, Anthony Laurinaitis has been carving up this Red Wings team thus far. 3 innings pitched, 1 walk. The Red Wings have had only 1 base runner on the walk and 3 strikeouts. He's got a 28-16 strike to ball ratio, as that one's popped up right side and foul over into the Pilots bullpen. Counts at 1-1 now.
Filling up the zone. All you can ask for as a pitcher, right? Really, is a defense behind you, too.
Laurinaitis has looked good. The big 6'5" right-handed pitcher from Keuka College. That one misses high. The count is now at 2-1. Keuka in the Empire 8 conference. Good old New York State.
We're going to get some base runners here for Geneva, too. That'd be nice. Got a little rally going.
Would be good for Geneva.
A lot of baseball left.
Counts at 2-2 now. Taking strike from Jelpe. This game will be 9 innings, not 7. I know the last 2 we played against each other, the Red Wings and the Pilots, both 7-inning games, was a doubleheader. That one's popped up behind the dish foul, so we'll do the 2-2 again.
That was a hot day. I remember that one.
Yeah, that was a brutal day, and certainly not the best day to be a Geneva Red Wing either. The no-hitter in Game 1.
Oh, I know all too well.
Jack Gannon has told me he's going to have an announcement for me coming soon, a recent commitment. He won't tell me what conference, because I think I'll be able to pick it out, but the Red Wings now have their first hit of the ball game. Single off the bat of Brandon Jelpe.
Jelpe's had a good day. He hit a hard line drive to shortstop, I think, in his first step.
So Dylan Can stepping up to the plate now for the Geneva Red Wings. Batting .214 on the summer thus far. Jelpe on first. That one taken for a strike. Count is at 0-1.
He's been making a ton of hard contact this year, though. Came in about a week ago. Just been tearing it up.
Certainly a good addition to this Geneva Red Wings team. Good stop from Nick Payne behind the dish. Counts at 1-1 now. So 1 ball, 1 strike. No outs.
Beautiful night for some baseball here, too. Can't complain at all.
Certainly don't want the mosquitoes to start coming out, though. The mosquitoes have been awful here this year. I mean, I just take a 1 lap out there, and I'm already getting shredded, my legs and arms. That one swung a hit to Harris McReynolds, who will flip to Briggs Loveland. 6-4, 3 double play for the Pilots. So a 6-4, 3 double play, and they're 2 away, and not what the doctor ordered for the Red Wings after their first hit of the ball game. A 6-4, 3 double play pretty much negates it. That'll now bring up Andrew Eppinger, who's been solid defensively for you guys and at the dish.
Unlucky. Yeah, Ep's been great this year.
So Eppinger steps up. First pitch swing, and that one's hit right to Harris McReynolds. Another throw over to first. 6-3 ground out, and just like that, in 2 pitches, a no-out base runner for the Red Wings. 3 straight outs. We're heading to the bottom of the 4th. 5-0 your score. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Red Wings and Pilots YouTube channels. So we're back here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channel. 5-0 lead for the Newark Pilots. Heading in the bottom of the fourth will be Nick Payne leading things off for the Pilots. And again, the Pilots will face these Red Wings once again tomorrow on the road over at John Sloan Field at McDonough Park. So mark that one in your calendars, and there will be post-game fireworks. I'm Kyle French, joined by Alex Deutsch. Thanks for joining me for another inning of color commentary. Great to have you as always.
Thank you. It's become, like you said, the second home here.
That one popped up in the infield. Running on is the first baseman, Scalera, calling everyone off and making the play. So second pitch swinging, from Payne, a P4. And there's one away. That'll bring up Michael Mugen for the Pilots. And again, one of two All-Stars for the Pilots. Mugen has been a solid bat in this Pilots lineup. He's committed to Southeast Missouri State, member of the Red Hawks.
Ranky's a better man than I am right there on that pop-up. I would have ran right out of the way. He was standing there to the last second trying to make a play.
A big swing from Mugen out in front of that one. Counts at 0-1. Mugen, a couple weeks ago, took one dead center against the Batavia Muck Dogs. Hit one out in dead center. I've never seen anyone ever hit a home run dead center here at Colburn Park. But Mugen, and it's funny because the way it went off the bat, it wasn't like crazy. Like, it didn't look crazy hard hit. And he just rounded the bases. And after the game, I was like, did you know that was a home run? He's like, yeah, I got all that.
Wow.
And I was just like, it was because it didn't have that like sound to it. You know what I mean? It was just one of those ones where he hit it and it just kept tailing as that one misses. Counts at 1-2. A pair of foul balls, a strike swinging, a foul ball, and the third pitch, a ball. So 1-2 to Mugen. Waiting on deck is Harris McReynolds. The pitch outside counts at 2-2 now. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out to Michael Mugen.
Looking for a quick inning here. Get back up to hit.
It's Josh Ranky on in pitching for the Geneva Red Wings here. That one swung on and fouled off, so we'll do the 2-2 again.
See him going back to a changeup here, trying to get him off balance.
As a pitcher, do you prefer coming out of the pen or do you prefer starting?
Coming out of the pen.
Coming out of the pen. I feel like it's a different kind of preparation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just don't like thinking. And when I'm starting, I have, I know when I'm throwing. I have a whole week to think. I have a whole preparation to go through. When you're out of the pen, you're sitting on a bench for 4 innings, and then suddenly it's get hot as quick as you can.
Yeah, I felt the same. I mean, it's obviously a different sport, but when I played basketball and stuff, I think I preferred like coming off the bench because it's like a different level of mentality, I guess.
Exactly. You can just let the adrenaline kick in. You don't really have to worry about anything.
So the changeup misses low, just as you called changeup, but it was a good miss. I'll say that, just below the knees. Counts at 3-2. The 3-2 pitch. Swan, and that one hit right to the third baseman, coming on over and throw over, not in time, an infield single for Michael Mugen. Flashing the speed there.
That was almost a really nice play.
As that will now bring up Harris McReynolds. So an infield single for Michael Mugen. And that'll bring up Harris McReynolds with one away here.
Unlucky there. That ball took a mile-high bounce.
As Harris McReynolds stepping up to the dish now for the Pilots. That pitch misses outside. Count is at 1-0. As the third baseman coming on over. Wasn't expecting him to make that play. I for sure thought that was the shortstop's ball.
He's like a cat out there. Get to anything.
As that's Dylan Can at third for the Red Wings. Runner goes. Mugen looks like he'll be well in time, and he will. That one's going to kick out in the outfield. So he'll advance to second. Score that one a stolen base for second and an E2.
Tough break there for sure.
As he advances. So Mugen now sits 90 feet away on third base for the Pilots. 5-0 your score. That one swung on and missed. Big cut there from McReynolds. Counts at 2-1 now.
It's a hard pitch to execute there when everybody in the ballpark knows a fastball is coming.
The 2-1 pitch misses low. The count's now at 3-1. And waiting on deck is a dangerous hitter in Justin DiMartino, not Justice DiMartino, Justin DiMartino. Jack Archimo not in the lineup here tonight. The other all-star for the Pilots. That one swung on and hit down the left field line. That one's going to drop in. An RBI single for Harris McReynolds. And the Pilots take a 6-0 lead now.
That hurts my soul as a pitcher. Just a fist right over the third baseman's head.
Like I said, I feel like most of these hits, they're just finding gaps. They're finding spots and holes in the defense and just dropping them in.
Hit them where they ain't, right? Not fun for a pitcher, but great for the hitters.
So 6-0 the score now after the RBI single will score Michael Mugen. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. First pitch swinging from Justin DiMartino. That one's going to drop in, and once again, another bloop single. Harris McReynolds not putting on the brakes. Will head right into the throw, and the throw in time.
That was a beautiful throw from Brandon Jelpe there.
Not sure if I would have sent McReynolds to third there, but beautiful throw from the right fielder. A single for Justin DiMartino, and Harris McReynolds out 9-5, as that will now bring up Tim Wagner for the Pilots.
What a throw there. That was incredible.
So a 9-5 put out. And there are 2 away now.
And I'm dead to rights out there.
First pitch taken for a strike. Count is at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, and 2 away. Runner goes. That one swung on a hit and run on. And that one's going to get out into the outfield. So in what could have been a bases loaded situation, now the Pilots have another hit. And that'll now bring up Gage Boatman for the Pilots. The 2-out single for Tim Wagner, his second hit of the ball game. Did you see the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, the recent one, the third one?
When did it come out?
Recently.
I don't think so. I've seen the first 2, though.
So this is Gage Boatman's walk-up song was in the song, like towards the end of the movie, and that's like where like I heard the song originally from. So that's I didn't ever heard the song. Gage Boatman hits that one out into right field, and trailing over is Brandon Jelpe, making 2 great plays to get the final 2 outs of the inning, likely saving a few runs with those 2 great plays. We'll head to the top of the 5th. 6-0 your score. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and both the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. Finger Lakes One Radio and the Red Wings and Pilots YouTube channels. Will be Ethan Swidler leading things off for the Geneva Red Wings here in the top of the 5th inning. Swidler stepping up 0 for 1 thus far in the night, struck out looking back in the second. So far across the board, no runs, 1 hit, 3 errors for the Red Wings, and for the Pilots, 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors. That one misses for a ball. Count is at 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, no outs. The 1-0 pitch from Laurinaitis swung on and fouled off.
Just missed that one.
Counts at 1-1.
guarantee the pitcher's coming here with a slider or a changeup of some sort.
I feel like Laurinaitis hasn't thrown a lot of pitches, and no, he hasn't. He's only thrown 55 pitches up to this point, and we're in the top of the 5th inning now.
Definitely keeping the pitch count down, just pounding the zone.
1-1 pitch, changeup taken at the knees, counts at 1-2. And if you're a pitcher, had 1-2, the leadoff guy, what are you throwing here? I mean, you have a whole arsenal of pitches to throw. I say like a breaking ball, slider maybe.
For sure, but I think you keep attacking him here. You don't want to waste a pitch like that. You want to get that down. You want to make it a competitive pitch for sure.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Anthony Laurinaitis cruising thus far. 6-0 lead for the Newark Pilots. Top of the 5th inning.
So you don't want to let a hitter like Swid right here back in the box.
That one right at Michael Flaherty. An easy scoop and a throw over to Tim Wagner. 5-3 ground out to lead off the inning for Ethan Swidler, and there's one away. As that will now bring up Ryan Knight, who walked and was left on base in the 2nd inning. He was the first base runner of 2 for the Red Wings. So Ryan Knight will step up to the plate.
Sun finally starting to set here. Maybe we'll see a few more hits, a few more runs as well.
Yeah, I was finally able to put the old Oakleys away.
Yeah.
That one fouled off. Counts it 0-1 to Ryan Knight. Knight has some power in his swing as well. We've seen him go yard at McDonough Park against these Pilots.
Yes, he does.
That one misses outside. Count is at 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out.
Just that typical lefty power bat, open stance. Fun swing to look at.
I feel like it's always weird. I feel like most parks sit deeper and left. Or sit more shallow and left, excuse me. Like McDonough's like only 325. But Newark is ridiculous. Newark is 339 on both sides. It sits deeper than Comerica Park, which is one of the deepest parks in the MLB.
Listen, I'm not complaining as a pitcher, I'll tell you that.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Waiting on deck is Brennan Staubley.
Former Newark Pilot.
Yeah, former Newark Pilot. Staubley's just a big-time competitor.
Yes, he is. Good
Swung
pitch.
on and missed for the 2nd out of the inning.
He's fired up out there.
And now there are 2 away. As that will now bring up Brennan Staubley, as we were just talking about him. Mr. Newark, Mr. Geneva.
Connecticut native as well. Shout out Connecticut.
Are you a Huskies fan?
I am. Go UConn.
Go UConn?
I feel like you have to be when you live in Connecticut, right?
Yeah, I mean, unless you're, C-State?
Central
Connecticut State?
Yeah, I guess. I think even they root for UConn.
What other colleges was there? Hartford?
You got Hartford and Yale, but that's really it for D1s.
Yale's in Connecticut, I guess, yeah.
New Haven.
I thought they were Rhode Island for some reason. It's all close, though, right?
It is.
I thought it was Rhode Island for some reason.
Nah, New Haven, Connecticut.
So 2 balls, no strikes. I'm not a geography major. 2-0 pitch. That one's
Hit up the middle.
hit right up the middle. Harris McReynolds,
Nice.
a good scoop and a throw over. Brennan Staubley just trotting down. I feel like he could have beat that one out.
Looks like he's hurt. Ooh, it looks like he's limping.
He might be hurt a little bit there.
That's not great. It looks like the hamstring maybe.
We'll see if Brennan Staubley's good to go.
He's hobbling, yeah.
Heading to the bottom of the 5th inning, 6-0 your score. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. As always, I'm Kyle French, joined by Alex Deutsch. Back again, sticking around for a little while. I think it's because it's AC'd up here. That's why he's hanging out.
Seat's real comfy, too. Better than the benches in the pen.
As Mitchell Kelly leading things off for the Pilots here. First pitch taken for a strike. Out for another inning of work is Josh Ranke. So far for him, an inning pitched, 4 hits, 1 run scored, 20 pitches.
Looks like some light stirring in the pen, too. Curious to see who gets up next.
A little excuse me swing there from Mitchell Kelly.
Love that as a pitcher.
Counts at 0-2.
Got to challenge him here, though. Don't take your foot off the gas.
No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2.
Yeah.
Swung on, and that one hit right on a line at Scalera, who fields that one. So an L3 for Mitchell Kelly, and that'll now bring up Michael Flaherty.
Actually, Ethan Swidler there at first base, but
Swidler moved over to first now.
Yeah.
So Michael Flaherty steps up with 1 away here. The first pitch. Swung on, and that one hit right back up the middle, and it's another single for the Pilots. They've lived and died by the single.
Yeah.
As that will now bring up Frankie DiMartino.
A lot of singles today. 10 hits might all be singles.
I think that they all are singles.
Jeez.
I'll have to take a look at that, but I'm pretty sure that they're all singles. They are.
That is
The Pilots have 10 hits, and they're all singles. They're just piecing apart the Red Wings pitching right now. And it's not even like they're like crazy hard hit singles either. They're just finding gaps. They're getting through the holes in the defense. That one taken for a strike. Count is at 0-1.
It's a long day for the pitchers out there.
No balls, 1 strike. So far, 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Pilots. No runs, 1 hit, 3 errors for Geneva. That one swung on and hit out into center field. Eppinger trailing back and will make the play.
Up there.
So an F8. Eppinger's always all over the place. I feel like as a pitcher, you certainly got to appreciate his defensive prowess out there in the outfield.
Love him out there. He's
He also can play infield, too. Saw him play first a few times.
Oh, true, yeah. He has played first.
So,
Plays anywhere you want.
come on, I know this and you don't, man? What the heck?
Bad teammate
You play on the
there,
team.
Yeah. Yeah, bad teammate right there, damn.
So 2 away now, and Briggs Loveland will step into the batter's box. Lefty on lefty matchup. Not too often you see those. Taken for a strike. Counts at 0-1.
Let's try to keep a runner off second and third for him this time.
I need to
always
know.
up there,
I need to know what it is though. So I feel like you can like touch like 80s as a righty. I feel like they're like whatever, like college coaches. But if you throw 80 something as a lefty, you're like the second coming of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean lefties are rare. We're 10% of the population.
Yeah, that's true. You are a lefty too.
I am, yeah.
There you go. So ground out 4-3 for Briggs Loveland, heading to the top of the 6th inning. 6-0 your score. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. as we're back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channels. It'll be Tyler Cerami leading things off here for the Red Wings in the top of the sixth inning. 6-0 lead for the Pilots. Anthony Laurinaitis still out on the mound. No one up and warming in the pen. First pitch from Laurinaitis. Curveball drops in there for a strike. Counts at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, and no outs. Anthony Laurinaitis dealing thus far. So far for him, 5 innings of work, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Only 2 base runners for the Red Wings thus far. That one's fouled off by Cerami. Counts at 0-2 quickly. No balls, 2 strikes. No outs. Laurinaitis coming set, the 0-2. Fished at in the dirt. They're going to peel down to first. They're going to say, no, he did not go. Very close to going around was Cerami. So the count is at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. So 1-2. That one fouled off. We'll do the 1-2 again. So Tyler Cerami goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. Strikeout swinging, and that'll now bring up Daniel Scalero. So Scalero will step in, the first baseman. 0 for 1. No, that one's fouled off out of play. Count is at 0-1 now to Daniel Scalero. No balls, 1 strike. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Good changeup there from Laurinaitis. Fooled him. Counts at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Scalero did strike out swinging in his first plate appearance against Laurinaitis. The pitch. Slider just misses outside. That one looked like strike 3. So far, Laurinaitis with 5 strikeouts. Pilots pitchers have been doing a great job getting strikeouts as of late. That one swung on and popped into left field. As that one will be foul. That one looked like it cleared the fence, and it did, but foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the 6th inning. 6-0 your score. As Daniel Scalero will step back in. In yesterday's game, Jack Gannon went 5 innings, 8 strikeouts for the Pilots. That one missed low. Good stop from Payne. Counts at 2-2 now. As a team yesterday, the Pilots had 9 strikeouts. The only other strikeout was from Colt Bartling. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out to Scalero. So step back in. Laurinaitis looking for back-to-back Ks. The 2-2. Just misses outside again, and Nick Payne not happy with the call. And that's 2 pitches now. Appeared to be missed by the home plate umpire. Newark Pilots faithful not happy with it. The big crowd here for Rochester Regional Health Night. The 3-2 pitch. Misses low in the dirt, so he bounces back from down 0-2 to work a walk. As that will now bring up the catcher, number 28, Brandon Begain. Begain flew out to center in the 3rd inning, so he'll step in to face Laurinaitis here. 6-0 your score. 3rd base runner of the game for the Red Wings. Scalero's on first. The pitch misses low, counts at 1-0 now. 1 ball, no strikes, and 1 out. The 1-0 pitch. Taken at the knees for the fastball. Counts at 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Scalero on first. 1-1 pitch from Laurinaitis. Missed outside. Good athletic stop there from Nick Payne. Counts at 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Nick Payne behind the dish. The 2-1 pitch. Swung, and that one hit out deep into left field. Michael Mugen trailing. Justin DiMartino trailing. That one will get all the way to the wall. The throw into third, not in time. A 1-out double for Brandon McGain. He sits on second base. As that will now bring up the second baseman, number 4, Birch Herring Jackson. So the Red Wings have runners on second and third and looking for their first run of the ball game. Head coach Daniel Steve's going to come out and chat with his starting pitcher, Anthony Laurinaitis. John Sanchez up and warming in the Pilots bullpen, the lefty from SUNY Orange Community College. Just going to be a meeting with Laurinaitis. Whole infield will come in to talk with Laurinaitis, give their pitcher some words of encouragement. Excuse me. So Birch Herring Jackson waiting just outside the batter's box. He's the 10-hole hitter for the Red Wings here tonight. So the mound visit is dispersed. Birch Herring Jackson will step into the batter's box now. One away. Lights on here now at Colburn Park. First pitch. Swung, and that one hit on a line right at Flaherty, and he'll throw in home in time. Heads up play from Michael Flaherty at third base. And Michael Flaherty throws out the base runner at home. It's a fielder's choice. Runner at third base put out. 5-2 for the pitch. Taken at the knees. Count is at 0-1 to Brandon Jelpe, who singled in his last plate appearance. He was the first hit of the ball game for the Geneva Red Wings. And that one is lined out right to Flaherty. So now 5 to end the inning, heading to the bottom of the 6-0 lead for the Pilots. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Pilots and Red Wings YouTube channel. the bottom of the 6th inning. Nick Payne up at the dish now for the Newark Pilots. First pitch to him, misses outside. Count is at 1-0 to Nick Payne. That one misses outside. Count is at 2-0 now. That one swung on and smoked into left field or right at Stauble. So an L7 for Nick Payne, as that will now bring up Michael Mugen.
Now batting from Seaside, California, the extra hitter number 5, Michael Mugen.
So Michael Mugen stepping up to the plate now. Excuse me. The pitch, curveball misses outside. Count is at 1-0. One ball, no strikes. To Mugen. One ball, one strike now, the count to Mugen. Mugen steps back in. The 1-1 pitch misses low. Count is at 2-1 now to him. The 2-1 misses outside. The count is at 3-1 now. As Mugen steps back in. The 3-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Big cut there from Mugen. Counts now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. As Nick Payne, again, lined out to left field to start the inning. That one bounced in the dirt. So a 1-out walk for Michael Mugen. As that will now bring up the shortstop tonight for the Pilots, number 14, Harris McReynolds. McReynolds from Starkville, Mississippi. The pitch misses low. Count is at 1-0 to Harris McReynolds for the Pilots. 6-0 lead for them here in the bottom of the 6th inning. On Rochester Regional Health Night, Pilots have showed up and showed out. The 1-0 pitch swung on, and that one popped up into left center field. Eppinger trailing over. Stauble calling him off and making the play for the 2nd out. So an F7, and that'll now bring up Justin DiMartino. Justin DiMartino coming up to the dish for the Pilots in the bottom of the 6th here. 6-0 lead for the Pilots. DiMartino steps in, 2 for 2 on the night. Singled in the first, singled in the 4th, and walked in the 2nd. That one misses low in the dirt, counts at 1-0. One ball, no strike to Justin DiMartino. The 1-0 pitch. Runner goes and retreats quickly to first. Counts at 2-0 now. 2 ball, no strikes. 2 away. as Justin DiMartino at the plate. A big swing and a big miss from Justin DiMartino. The count's at 2-1. It's Vincenzo Terracciano on the mound. He came on in relief to start the bottom of the 6th inning. The 2-1 misses outside. Counts at 3-1 now. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Vincenzo with a 45.0 ERA and 2 innings of work for the Geneva Red Wings. The 3-1 misses outside, so a 2-out walk. And that will now bring up Timmy Wags. So Tim Wagner coming up to the plate now. As Brandon McGean's going to come out and chat with his pitcher. Tim Wagner coming up to the dish. Has a good opportunity for the Pilots here. Tim Wagner steps in to face Vincenzo here. 2 base runners on. DiMartino on first and Mugen on second for the Pilots. Pilots with 10 hits already. The pitch. Taken at the letters for a strike. Counts at 0-1. One looked a little bit above the letters, but the count's at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. As Tim Wagner steps back in. The 0-1. Mugen goes towards third. He'll slide in safely. Another stolen base for Michael Mugen. His second of the ball game. As he now sits on third base. Should have probably sent Justin DiMartino too, a double steal, but Justin DiMartino stayed at first. So runners on the corners now. 1-1 your count to Tim Wagner, who's 2 for 2 on the night with a walk and 2 singles. That one swung on and popped up. Tim Wagner is going to fall down. He appears to be all right. Shake it off. Counts now at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 away. As Timmy Wag, will step back in. The 1-2 pitch. Justin DiMartino goes. The hit right at the shortstop's a backhand at first, not in time, and a run will score. That one hit right to the shortstop, Cerami, who had issues fielding it, threw over to first. It will be an E6 with an RBI. Tim Wagner with another RBI to his credit here tonight, as that will now bring up Gage Boltman. Boltman 0 for 3 on the night thus far. The pitch misses outside. 7-0 lead now for the Pilots. In the bottom of the 6th inning. Justin DiMartino on second. The pitch misses high. Count is at 2-0 now. There is some, looks like there was some action down there in the Geneva Red Wings pen. I don't see anyone up and warming at the moment. Vincenzo comes set. The pitch. Swanner, that one batted out into right field. That one's going to find the gap. That will score at least 1 run. It's going to be an RBI single for Gage Boltman. The Pilots blow this one open now. It's 8-0 in favor of the Pilots. Something about the Geneva Red Wings brings the best out in these Pilots. As that will now bring up Mitchell Kelly. Pitching coach Jackson DeJohn going to come out and chat with Vincenzo. Jackson DeJohn coming on to chat with his pitcher Vincenzo. So the mound meeting is over. As Mitchell Kelly will step up to the dish now. Tim Wagner on third. Gage Boatman on first after the RBI single for him. Mitchell Kelly looking for his first hit of the night. That one fouled off. Count is at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Pilots with 11 team total hits thus far. All of them singles to this point. That one bounced in the dirt. Good stop from Begane, the catcher. The count's now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. 2 more runs for the Pilots would mean a mercy rule after this next half inning. Runner goes towards second. Gage Boatman will be up standing, so stolen base for him into second. So now a base hit would give the Pilots that 10-run mercy rule lead. Heading to the top of the 7th. Kelly steps back in. The 2-1 pitch. Misses outside. Counts now at 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. A walk here would walk the bases loaded with Michael Flaherty waiting on deck, and he's already 2 for 3 here tonight. Kelly steps back in. 3 balls, 1 strike. The 3-1 pitch from Vincenzo. Swung on that one, batted right back into his glove. He sticks his glove low and flips over to Swidler at first. So a 1-3 ground out. The Pilots strand 2 runners heading to the top of the 7th. 8-0 your score. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Red Wings and Pilots YouTube channels.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Landon, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, good. We figured we'd get on early here a little bit. Frenchie's taking a dinner break, so I'm Chris Lowe, joined alongside the more recent Bryant Bulldog, pardon me. The one, the only Landon White.
Just excited to be here, Chris.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all, Landon? As the Pilots put up a big 2 spot in the bottom of the 6th. Not enough to get us home early, but we're inching.
As the breaking ball lands in there for a strike.
Landon, a little bit of a buzz here in the ballpark.
It's a rowdy one tonight for sure.
And the story of the night, not only have the Pilots been piling on the runs, but Laurinaitis putting together a gem of a game here. And he's out for the top of the 7th. The Cuca College product. And this is, being up here, looking at the stats, Landon, it just gives me a lot of appreciation for my good friend here, Kyle French, and all he does.
We all love Kyle.
Big shout out to Kyle, who's done a fantastic job this summer.
Is that one misses for ball 1? Counts 2-2.
Testing. Count 2-2 here.
And strike 3. And Nick Payne will complete the strikeout.
Big strikeout there for Laurinaitis. Is that 6 on the night?
That's 6 on the night with only 2 walks.
Wow.
Dealing and 2 hits. Through 6 1/3.
He's really he's been a surge out there on the mound. Throwing it hard.
He's surging ahead.
The breaker has been working very well for him.
That one low for ball 1.
Looks like we're getting a little bit of a troll in the comments as Laurinaitis continues to shove. Please disregard that, fans. As whoever that is obviously doesn't have a lot to do right now. Laurinaitis getting ahead in counts here, quickly moving to 1-2. We got 1 down here in the top of the 7th. Pilots up Ocho on the Red Wings. The down the street rivals over at the Hobart and William Smith College dorm rooms.
The next door neighbors.
This one swung on and fouled over to the right side.
Oh,
Looks like we have a fence collision, but
Fence took more of a beating than Tim, huh?
well, everybody is going to walk away all right here. Might be worth a mention that we have some action in the Pilots bullpen as well as Cameron Kingsley on the bump, up and moving around.
Oh, we're seeing the hat off here. I think this is his last batter, I think.
And let's see what he'll do with them. Breaker misses up and in from Laurinaitis. Count moves to 2-2 here. Well, if this is his last batter, it's been a terrific outing here from Anthony. And I know this is just what the Pilots needed here going into a 2-game set against Geneva here as Laurinaitis kicks, delivers, and misses outside. Count moves full here. Count moves to 2-2, pardon me. Two and two. Couple.
I think we missed the pitch there.
Some confusion there. We got it all set here in the booth, though. No need to worry, fans, as Laurinaitis will kick, deal, and this one right down the pipe, and he gets the K. That's number 7 on the day. Laurinaitis continuing to shove.
That's just pure paint, Chris.
And it looks like he's going to finish what he started out there in the 7th. No reason to take him off now. He's humming, as he has been the whole game.
Chris, let me just get you the stat line real quick. 6 2, as that one's fouled back. 6 2/3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 bases on balls, 7 strikeouts, 62 strikes to 35 balls. That's dealing.
Nothing short of it.
As that one misses low and away. Count moves to 1-1. Fans a little rowdy here tonight.
The Let's Go Pilots chants are up and about as the sound of laughter echoing through the park here at Colburn.
As that one catches the outside corner, count moves to 1-2.
Always a wonderful night here at the Burn.
It's a beautiful night here.
And I know we've had a lot of rain this summer, but no rain today. And a full house. No better way to do it. As Laurinaitis deals, this one swung on and hit the center. DiMartino chasing. He'll be camped under it. And that's the third out as Laurinaitis putting together a fantastic day on the mound. If that's it, he's done a heck of a job. We're happy to have him on this squad. I'm Chris Lowe, joined with Landon White, FingerLakes1Radio.com, Newark Pilots YouTube channel. Be safe.
Welcome back to the Newark Pilots Radio Network. I'm Landon White, joined by Chris Lowe for the bottom of the 7th inning. Chris, what do you think of Anthony's performance tonight?
I mean, I'm speechless. It was a fantastic one. 2 hits. What was it? 7 Ks, 8 Ks?
I think it was 8 Ks and 2 walks after that last one.
I mean,
I think 7.
I mean, either way, stellar performance from Laurinaitis. I know he's going to feel good after that performance. He earned a good night's sleep tonight.
Good surge of energy right there.
As Big Lendon, Michael Flaherty coming to the plate. The Grinnell College product, swinging a very hot bat as of late.
3 for 2 on the day.
As this one will miss.
Oh,
Up and
2
in.
for 3 on the day. My
Whoa,
apologies.
hey, 3 for 2 on the day.
Long day with that camp this
If
morning.
anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Big Mike. As a big hack here from London.
I got to say a special thank you to Mr. McReynolds, big supporter of the Pilots and congratulating me. So thank you very much. Miss him here at the ballpark.
It's true. Congrats, Landon. We're all very happy for you. You earned it, man. You excited?
Extremely. I'm extremely excited to get there and get going. I'll have the whole month of August off until I have to go up to school in September. So that's a pretty nice plus.
Time to recollect.
Hang out with some family.
Absolutely.
Hit the gym religiously.
I know we all have our newfound Pilots family here, but
I'm gonna miss you, Chris.
Say we miss our fams back home too. Shout out to everybody watching. Yeah, Landon, I'll miss you too. Yep.
As count moves to 3-1, no outs.
Well, I'm just joking, Landon. The Bulldogs are lucky to have you, as Michael will take that one. Looks like it clipped the outside corner of the plate as the count will move full here. No down in the bottom of the 7th. As the 3-2 pitch swung on, popped up behind the plate. This one will move foul.
Chris, when's your next outing?
I believe Sunday in Batavia.
Doubleheader?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
That one swung on, popped up, and caught by the second baseman. So 1 away in the bottom of the 7th. Pilots looking to put 2 more runs on to get that, that 10th run.
Coveted mercy rule
Oh,
here.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Frankie DiMartino looking to do his part here. The Hofstra product. Been a cornerstone out there in center field all summer.
0 for right now, but don't let that fool you.
He's been hitting the ball hard.
Just right at guys. He's getting unlucky. Oh, yep, he went around. There's strike 1.
As it looks like people want Frenchie back on the call, but Frenchie getting some love. As
that one
DiMartino hits that one hard.
And that gets by the left fielder, and here we go. He rounds first.
Look at him
He's
go,
got speed.
folks.
He's got speed.
The blur. There
here
he
we
goes.
go. Digging for 3.
They might.
Stand up triple.
Wow.
Wow.
DiMartino gave it a ride. He's been hitting the ball hard all night. This one gets by Stabley over in left. And he got all of it. Fantastic work there by DiMartino. Stand-up triple, and Briggs Loveland looking to get an RBI here.
This is another guy who's due as well, Chris. Your teammate at Emerson. He's due right now.
He's a fellow Lion.
A lot of Lions on this team.
A lot of Lions.
Between Hofstra, right? The Pride? Are they Lions?
Yeah, that's a Lion.
I think so.
Absolutely.
The Pride.
As Briggs coming in.
Pitch taken outside, ball 1. Good eye.
Always
Quality
exercising. Always exercising some quality takes. Briggs a tough out. It's no fun pitching against him, as this one is 1-0. And count moves to 2-0 as this one misses low.
Nick Payne waits on deck, and I think Mike Mugen's in the hole. So there's 2 dangerous hitters coming up as well. All taken. Says it hit him. See what the ump does.
Ooh.
Oh, appeal. A little appeal.
Looks like we're going to have a little bit of
A little
of a
tea party
meeting.
out there on the mound, huh?
Yeah. Umpires making some dinner plans really quickly. And they're going to say Briggs can come with us. He's going to first base. That one clipped him. As Nick Payne coming to the box. Remember, folks, 10-run lead means Pilots will put the mercy rule into play, given they shut the Red Wings out in the bottom of the frame.
Top
Top of the frame.
No worries.
You always got my back.
You think Briggs steals here? No. Pitch taken, strike 1. Oh, 1 out. Runners at first and third. 12 hit night for the Pilots.
The bats are producing. You get a quality start, a beyond quality start from Laurinaitis. Pair that with some bats.
That's a recipe for a Pilots win.
Absolutely. As the 0-1.
Clips the outside corner. I don't know about that one, but
Might have been a few inches off the plate, but crew chief says it's good enough. Count moves to 0-2 here. 1 out for the Pilots.
O2 taken for strike 3.
Loveland able to steal, though.
And that brings up the dangerous all-star, Mike Mugen.
Michael Bugan.
Tell me a little bit about Mike.
Mike, great kid, extremely fast, swings a hot bat. He's got some serious pop. SEMO commit. You know, he's just been a force on this team. And what's he batting? He's got to be near or above 400.
What is he batting? 326.
326.
I'm getting reports of. Those are all-star caliber numbers as he fouls the first one off for strike 1.
Oh, he's earned it. He has absolutely earned it.
100%. Him and Archimon.
As we are both Extremely happy for our boys. Congrats to Jack Archimone.
Is there an All-Star game?
I don't think so, no. As Mugen
Check swing, appeal.
did not go. Count moves to 1-1 here. 327 batting average for Mugen. 16 games, 52 at-bats.
1 home run.
And it was a big
A
one.
loud one.
A loud home run.
Right over dead center here at Colburn
got
Park,
some
which is
pop.
not easy to do, Chris.
Been playing here for 2 years, never seen it.
Saw
I know
that?
Coach Steve didn't see it, but whew, I think that one's still in the air. As the count 2-1 here. Pilots looking to scrape a couple more runs across the board. This one swung on, hit, it's going to get through.
Setting breaks.
Martino scores. Loveland coming behind him. He'll be in 2, and the Pilots are up 10.
That's a walk-off.
That's the walk-off.
And our
That's the
All-Star
game.
walks it off. That's the
Look
game,
at that.
Chris.
Look at that. Wow.
Wow, what a game. What a way to end it.
Well, that's
A Mike
absolutely
Mugen walk-off.
That's absolutely incredible, folks. I'm with Landon White, and we just saw our beautiful Pilots get a big W against the Geneva Red Wings. They shut them out after a great quality start from Anthony Laurinaitis. 13 hits on the board. The final score, Pilots 10, Geneva Red Wings 0.
We'll see
It's
you
a
tomorrow
mercy
night.
roll
At Geneva.
at Geneva. I'm Chris Lowe.
Joined by Landon White.
Stay classy, Newark.
And there will be fireworks tomorrow at Geneva.
Oh, there will be.
Oh,
And
yes.
we're not talking about just the pyrotechnics. We're talking about home runs. We'll see you at McDonough Field tomorrow in Geneva. Be
Safe
safe.
travels.
God bless.